Oh, hello. Welcome to the Mermaid Tavern. How you doing? Ah, Slonjava. Salute. Skål. Cheers. Bottoms up. Nice. Back to the cold weather. Back to the black stuff. The blonde and the black skirt. How are you keeping? How are you? Yeah. Thought I'd do a video. Just bought something in the last few days, and I thought this is interesting. Maybe I'll talk about this at the Mermaid Tavern. I just bought a John Lennon 12-inch, and it's nobody told me. Yeah, from Milk and Honey. So I'm guessing it would have come out in 1984. That was when Milk and Honey came out, wasn't it? It's a US copy, promotional copy. They're actually not that expensive. I think you can find them. I think I bought it from the US, and I think I paid, including shipping, about £30 for it, which I thought was not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Um, and it says promotional copy. You can find them on eBay. I don't think it's rare. In fact, I don't think any of these things I'm going to show you are particularly rare. But it's on the Polydor label, and conveniently they put it in a nice polyline bag. That's nice, isn't it? Nobody told me. None of these are any longer. I love 12-inch singles. I used to buy a lot of 12-inch singles. Did you? Of bands I used to love in the 80s and stuff like that, But like Joy Division, I think the first 12-inch, well, I remember buying that, Atmosphere, that I bought in the late 70s, 12 inches. Blondie 12 inches. Yeah. I used to like, a lot of stuff. But they were a bit longer, some of them were sort of, I remember David Bowie, Absolute Beginners. That was a longer cut, great song that. And so they're not long. It's a novelty in it, having the single on a 45 RPM speed vinyl. The B side of this, So Sanity, Yoko's track, and you can see, I've never seen, if you can pick it up on the camera, how little actually, just basically about an inch of that in is playing space, and the rest of it is just, you can see where the scrap where the writing is there. You can just about see where the writing is, where the light's shining on it. Um, that is the where it finishes. What does the writing say, by the way? It's like one of those little. This is when I've decided recently. I need glasses. It's just a number, I think, in it. I don't think there's a message. It's just a number. Yeah, it's just numbers from whoever cut it. But yeah, I thought it was quite nice to have that to come, because I've got some other. I'll show you. I've got some other. This is one of my nerdy videos. Yeah, nerdy videos are quite popular, aren't they? I like watching people going through their record collections too. What I call nerdy videos. But yeah, I thought it was quite nice to have that. I'd already had this 12-inch of Just Like Starting Over, which I bought some time ago. Again, it was US only, not England, and I don't think this was promotional. I don't think it was. I think it was put out in the US. Tell me if you know different, but that says promotional on it. So I think it was it promotional. Just maybe it was put out, but um, yeah, this is Just Like Starting Over. It's quite nice to have on it's in reasonable condition. I've had it for a while, and it's again, it's no longer. None of these are longer cuts than the original, but it's quite nice, isn't it, to have these things on a 12-inch. As I say, my whole love of 12-inch singles. I kind of just really love them. I remember buying Gary Newman, Down in the Park, on 12-inch, which is worth quite a bit of money now. Quite like that. I wasn't a big Tubeway Army, I should have said. I remember buying that about, what was that, about 1979? That might have been one of them. first 12 inches I bought. I bought a lot around about 79, 80, 81 into the early 80s. I remember I've got quite a few. Maybe I'll go through them at some point if anybody's interested. So yeah, those two. Quite nice to have, really. Yeah. But then I had a few in the past. Let me show you them. Ones. I mean, these are all easy to find if you want to get them on eBay, the dreaded eBay, as you call it, Beetle Dave from Derby. And I love Beetle Dave's channel. I really do, and he's been very supportive of me. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, these ones came off Milk and Honey, and these are in no particular order when they came out. You know, I'm Stepping Out with Sleepless Night and Loneliness, 2 tracks from. Oh yeah, there's a track from Yoko's own album, It's All Right, on here. I used to have that, but it's gone missing. Did buy a couple of Yoko's albums, like Season of Glass, which is really interesting actually. I had that album, It's All Right, as well, but where it is now, I haven't got it anymore. Again, it's on the Polydor label, but none of these are extended. I say that it's exactly the same as the 7-inch cuts, but just to have as a 12 inches, a novelty, in it. Nice though, isn't it? I like it. I do like 12 inches. And then this one, Borrowed Time, which is a great track, isn't it? This one, it's got a poster, but do you know what? I do not know what's that. Is the poster here? I think. Oh, it's the poster. There's the poster. John Yoko. Ooh. That's in there. So that was quite nice. So, again, pretty easy to get, pretty easy available, on the dreaded eBay. I like eBay, actually. There's nothing wrong with eBay. The only thing wrong with it is when in the past I've been forced to sell things on eBay just to get some money. So anyway, it's nice to buy things. Often I'm looking. You do look on eBay and some sites. I don't occasionally look on Discogs, but it's eBay really that you look at and you bid for things and think, would want to have. Yeah, from all the ones I've got, I think I'm trying to think which is the one I bought first. Possibly this one, John Lennon with Elton John. I seem to remember that coming out. It says $2.99 at HMV too. Ooh, $2.99 at HMV. Those were the days. And I don't actually remember when this came out. Obviously, the original recording is from one like 1974, and it 75. But this came out, I think, early 80s. I do remember it coming out. I bought it as a single not long after John was murdered. Possibly this is from that same time. It says John Lennon's last public appearance, of course, which it was, wasn't it? This was at Madison Square Garden, wasn't it, too? Just like all this talk about, Power to the People, and kind of wish that Power to the People set had been called 1-to-1 in a way, There's a niggle about it, apart from the other niggle, which about the omitted song. But I have bought it actually. I've actually just bought the 4 vinyl copy of it. I wasn't going to buy it, but then I thought it wasn't available, and then it's come back into stock. So I thought, I'll buy it. It's the complete concert. Well, as near as to complete as you're allowed. So I'll be getting that soon. Everyone's done a video on that. You don't want to see another video on that. So, but yeah, that's quite nice to have. They're not terribly satisfying tracks. It's quite nice to have, but to listen to them, not terribly satisfying. This one, I think, of all the ones I've got, these are all English copies that came out here. No, apart from, of course, the first 2 I talked about. just like starting over, and Nobody Told Me. I love Nobody Told Me. I just remembered how much I love that song. Nobody told me there'd be days like these. Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, mama. Um, but yes, what this one's German. Now, there's been so many different versions of Imagine that have come out on 12-inch single. This is the only one I've got. But I mean, it's been repackaged, Imagine. I think it was repackaged with Jealous Guy, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, as a sort of double A 12-inch single about the time that Imagine the film came out. You know, Imagine John Lennon. It's called Imagine John Lennon, that film that came out in the cinemas. I think this is this German? I've got a feeling it's German. And it's on the Apple label, which is nice. Do you know what? Yeah, I think I can make out the words Germany on that. Again, it's they're not extended, but it's nice to have the novelty of having an Apple 12-inch single. You know, it's quite nice actually, isn't it? What's on the and it's so hard, of course, on the B side. It's so hard. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like going down. Great song. So that's interesting. So when I collect stuff, I've really usually restricted myself to collecting stuff that came out in Britain, UK, call it what you will, not abroad. But sometimes I've done variants. But most of my Beatles stuff and Apple stuff is all stuff that came out in the UK. But I think I saw that somewhere. I don't know. I've had that a while. But this is going for about 40. I think about £40 on eBay. So probably the most expensive about all the ones I've got. Again, it's not a huge amount of money, is it? If you haven't got it. Now this one came out 1985. And I'm just going to say I've had it for at least 30 years, but I've had this for 40 years. Isn't that mad? 40 years ago, 1985. Isn't that crazy? It just seems really. Remember 1985 so well. I'm going to go and see Terry Gilliam next week. He was talking about 50 years as being a filmmaker. I love Terry Gilliam, don't you? Don't worry, I won't do a video about it. My last Python one, even though it was touching on Beatles, Ruttles, as I say. Anyway, never mind. You've got to do what people want you to do, haven't you? You've got to do what people want you to do. And people are interested in me doing stuff like that. That's fair enough. This is on a Parlophone. So it's funny, isn't it? They were doing, in the 80s, they didn't really put stuff out on the Apple label. It was all Parlophone in England. This is a British copy, Jealous Guy. And they kind of reorganised the Apple label, didn't they, in the 90s? Putting those Apple releases out with Anthology and all that. And then the re-releases of some of the Apple Records stuff. And now it's the Apple label all the time for Beatles product, isn't it? Which is nice to have it back. But this was in the days when it was Parlophone. Jealous Guy on the B-side, and Going Down on Love and Oh Yoko on the 2 tracks on the B-side. Yeah, it's nice to have, isn't it? That's nicely packaged, that video with the still from the Imagine video at the piano. Yeah, it's really nicely done, I think. So that's nice. Getting through them. Are you still here? Are you still there? Are you still there? Again, I think this is German. This is Give Peace a Chance. Again, I saw it in these ones. I bought them in England officially, you know, in record shops, new when they came out. I think it might have been HMV or Virgin or Tower or something like that. And this is a maxi single again. So this has got Plastic Ono Bound and Remember Love. And I think this is on the Apple label. Interesting to know when these came out, actually. Does it say here? Does it actually say the year? I know it came. Good Piece of Chance came out in '69. I know, but when this particular recording, it says Canada here. Canadian. Interesting. Canadian. Oh, I've just noticed. Give Peace a Chance is on the half Apple side, the main track, and the B side's on the on the full apple. Is that a mistake? Is this worth something? Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure it's not. But that's interesting. I haven't got any. Have you got any records with obviously big mistakes? Obviously, there's a few little things, aren't there? Like, misalignments and misspellings and stuff like that makes records a lot of money, doesn't it? But I haven't really got anything like that. Such as I've noticed. To be honest with you, I haven't always been interested to look. But that's Canadian. So, yeah, let's have another deep dive. Sorry about this. Just talk amongst yourselves. While maybe if I look on the B side, this will say that where this is from. No, it doesn't. I'm going back to the Imagine one. Yeah, as I say, I think that is German. It's don't know why, but it just makes me think. But that's the last one I showed you, the Give Peace a Chance, which has got the blow up image, isn't it, from Shaved Fish? You remember the drawing from Shaved Fish? That's on Shaved Fish, that picture. Yeah, would it be nice if a certain track? Okay, no. Oh, it's going off on a bit of a tangent there. As regards a certain track that's on Shaved Fish, which has been in the news recently. Now the last two ones I'm going to show you really aren't. I just lost one of them. They're not 12 inches. They're the recent. I shouldn't really include them, but I'm going to anyway because they're sort of 12-inch singles. The two record store day ones. I'm sure you've got them. The Mind Games EP Glow in the Dark, which is the 33 RPM. These really, so they're not strictly 12-inch singles. This is nice actually. It does glow in the dark. Have you tried yours glowing in the dark? I'm not going to demonstrate now, but it was nice. I did buy that. I didn't queue up. I didn't line up at Records Day. I bought it fairly cheaply on the dreaded eBay. Not long after it came out. But these are going for a bit now. And then, of course, the most recent one earlier this year, the yellow vinyl. Again, not strictly 12-inch, but 4-track EP they call it, don't they? On the yellow vinyl. Again, 33 RPM. That lovely yellow vinyl, isn't that nice? Coloured vinyl. I love coloured vinyl as much as a lot of you. And so there we are. That's that's 12 Inches of Lennon. I think my favourites are the ones from. Yeah, I think my favourites probably just like starting over. It's nice to have that as a. And nobody told me. Yes, one of my favourite John tracks from his last two albums. Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, mama. Anyway, that's it. I hope you found that interesting. Have you got any of those? Let me know if you have. Nice to talk in the comments. Whether you thought this video was worth making. And I've got a few ideas for some stuff. I'm going to do some more shorter, more regular appearances here. And I hope you'll watch. Meantime, thank you if you've stayed watching me for the whole of this. Bless you. And will I see you again? I sincerely hope so. Bless you.